Hello, and thank you for joining me. My name is Crystal Danielle. I'm the CEO and founder of Unbroken LLC. And I'm so glad that you could be here with me, that you've made that decision to be here with me. And today we are going to be talking about the art of release. Many of us are holding on to things that are holding us back from our past. Anything, traumas, different situations. So we're going to talk about today the art of release and how to release things in order for us to get towards where we're trying to go. So how do we do that, Crystal? How do I begin to release? I've been through so much. If any of you have heard my radio show interview that I did with NicoleOnline.com, then you will know that I have been through a lot. And so for me to tell you that you can release that in order to become the best version of yourself, I mean it because I live it. And so what I was able to discuss with her was just a brief synopsis of what I've been through in my life. There is so much more, and it will be coming out at a later date. But I just wanted to talk to you today about really releasing what is holding you back from being the best version of yourself. So what we're going to do is I have a few points and a few things that are practical for you to practice. And if you utilize these things, they can help you to begin to release that which is holding you back, okay? So first things first, if you've seen my video from the beginning of the year, or if you go back and watch it, you will know I am big on vision. You have to have a vision for where you are trying to go. If you don't have a vision for where you're trying to go, how will you know or measure where you are and how you're going to move forward, right? So first things first. Envision the best version of yourself. What does the best version of yourself look like? What does their hair look like? How do they dress? Where do they live? How do they speak? Who do they surround themselves with? What type of job do they have? You know, you have to see it in order to know whether or not you're towards the finish line or you're still too far towards the beginning, right? Next thing you're going to have to do. We're talking about release. We're talking about letting go. Let go of old habits. What do I mean by old habits? The old habits I'm talking about are fear. Let me tell you something. If you think that me getting on this YouTube channel or me even really branching out and starting Unbroken, there was no fear there, then you are sadly mistaken. I don't care how well I talk. I don't care how confident I look. I was scared, right? Because what if people don't receive that which I have to tell them? I mean, I know I can basically go out and talk to a fish and help a fish and help the fish be healed. But what if I get before the people and the people are not healed? You know, fear, self-doubt, lack of self-confidence. We all have something that we are not confident about. I know one person that I have mentored to, they have issues with how, you know, they look. They have issues with how people perceive certain things about them because they have some ailments. Let me tell you something. People are going to have something to say about you, whether you are Naomi Campbell or you are Monique or you are Crystal Danielle. It does not matter, okay? So let that go. Let that go. Another thing, self-sabotage. I know you're going to say, Crystal, I don't sabotage myself. You know, I never do anything. I love myself. Okay, you don't self-sabotage yourself? Let me ask you a question. So many of us started the new year out, including myself. We're going to have a new eating regimen, right? Right? Okay. So here we are 6 weeks in. How many of you are still on that eating regimen? How many of you are sticking to what you know works? I'm guilty. I know some of you are guilty. You got to start again. Let go of the old habits. When you see that you're losing the 5 pounds, honey, keep doing what it takes to lose the 5 pounds. Maybe you have to change it up. Maybe you have to do it differently, but do not stop. Keep trying. Will you mess up? Yes, you're going to mess up. Yes, I've messed up. But does that mean that you won't succeed? No, it doesn't. It just means it's a bump in the road. We're going to learn from our bumps in the road, and we're going to keep developing new habits. Give yourself permission to be great. That's one thing that many of us don't do. We don't give ourselves permission to be great because you have fear, because you've been a procrastinator, whatever the case may be, sometimes we allow those deficits that we've had in the past, or maybe that we currently have, to keep us from giving ourselves permission to be great. If you give yourself permission to succeed, permission to be great, then guess what is going to happen? The procrastination can stop, right? Because you're going to say to yourself, from this day forward, I'm going to purpose to be on time. So we're going to do, what are we going to do? We're going to practice. We're going to practice where we want to be. We're going to practice getting towards our vision, right? Because repetition will breed habits. That's how repetition works. You didn't come into the world knowing your ABCs. How did you learn your ABCs? You went to school or you worked with your parents and they sang that ABC song every single day until you had it down what letters were. Then you used the ABC song to do letter recognition, and now you can read. It's a process. Just like it was a process for you to learn how to read, there is a process for you to become the best version of yourself. Releasing old habits is not going to happen overnight. It takes time. But you know what? Every day you should be doing something to release old habits. The next thing we're going to do, we are going to release people. I know. You want me to release mama and them? Yes, I do. I'm not telling you to run away from your family. Your family might be a good family. They might be supporting. However, there are certain people who it's not in their nature to encourage us to be the best version of ourselves. Why? Because they are not the best version of themselves. They don't have any intention of becoming the best version of themselves. And they know that if you ever discover the best version of yourself, you will leave them behind. But guess what? I'm telling you, it's okay. I'm giving you permission. If they say, well, you acting brand new, say, Crystal Danielle told me to try something new because I'm working on being the best version of myself. You can blame me. I'll take that blame. But don't be so focused on being the biggest fish in your small pond. What you have to do, if you have a vision for yourself, you want to surround yourself with people who have that same vision, or at most, you want to surround yourself with people who are living the vision that you are working toward. Why? Because great minds think alike. If you are amongst people who are where you're trying to go or doing what you're trying to do, then it's going to cause you to be accountable. It's going to cause you to elevate your thinking. It's going to cause you to move towards your greater, right? We're not worried about being a big fish in the small pond. We want to move from the pond to the lake, and from the lake to the ocean, right? Because we're ocean fish. Like, I'm swimming with the dolphins. That's my decision. That's what I've chosen to do. And so I want to be greater than where I am right now. In order to do that, you want a new crew. Because if you could have been your greatest self with your old crew, you would have been your greatest self with your old crew. So seek to be amongst people who are different than you. Seek to be amongst people who are working towards what you want to work towards. Me, I'm a life coach. I'm a motivational speaker. So what do? I'm putting myself amongst other life coaches. I'm putting myself, amongst other motivational speakers. Why? Because I'm gleaning from them and they are gleaning from me. We're finding out what works for each of us and applying it accordingly. But I cannot try to be a better motivational speaker if I'm hanging out with people who are hip hop artists. That's not going to help me. You understand what I'm saying? So do what you need to do to remove yourself from people who are stuck and stagnant, and move yourself towards people who are moving forward and progressing. The next thing I want to tell you, some of us or some of you may live in a small town. You may not have any people who are going towards the direction that you're trying to go. Guess what? If you are on my Instagram, you've seen this post, but I'm going to say it again. Don't be afraid to eat alone. Know what you bring to the table. Okay? Never be afraid to walk away from everything you know. Everyone you know, Sometimes it takes that. It takes you being alone for a season, doing self-help books, doing things to build yourself up, getting more knowledge, getting knowledge of your industry, getting knowledge of what you want to do with yourself. Some people's vision, your vision may be something simple. It might be, I want to dress better. I feel like, you know, like for me, I'm a curvy woman. So there's certain things that I know work for my body, and there are things that don't work for my body. So I might want to look at a YouTube channel of people who are curvy women and see what they're wearing, see how they're styling themselves, so it can encourage me on how to accentuate the positive about myself. If it's something that simple or something as big as you want to be the CEO of the next Fortune 500 company, if you don't have anybody to put yourself amongst, watch YouTube videos, find positive people, you know, outside of your circle, but do not be afraid to go to the table alone. Eat alone, study alone, thrive alone. Don't be afraid, because that fear will hinder your growth. And I'm going to tell you something. Maybe you don't know who in your town is winning right now, but once you start to build yourself as a winner, once you start to motivate yourself, educate yourself on where you're trying to go, natural law of attraction, you're going to begin to attract people towards you who are going where you are going. Open yourself up to be able to vibe with those people, to be able to connect with those people. And another thing I want to tell you, when you go from the small pond and you're the big fish, and you're the medium fish in the lake, right? And then you become the big fish in the lake, don't settle there. Don't be afraid to be your best self. Is that your best self? At each level you go to, you will find an opportunity to evaluate, where am I and what do I want to do next? So once you get to that lake, don't settle there. Be willing to be in the ocean. Be willing to swim amongst the dolphins, okay? Next thing you're going to do, release situations. Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. I know that your friends and your family are not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. We are tired of hearing you complain about the job that you hate. We don't want to hear it no more. You've been there for 6 years. Stop complaining. If you want a new job, get a new job. Don't tell me, well, Crystal, I got these good benefits. Girl, I've been here 15 years. And you know, okay, many of us work for organizations that have other departments. Go to another department. If you work for a state agency or a federal agency, go to another area. Go to another agency within the state or within the Fed. If there are positions that you want that you are not currently qualified for, guess what? You have online classes, you have college classes, you have trainings. The opportunity is there for you to achieve, okay? If you don't like the job you are on, change your situation. Get a new job, get a new career, or something else that some people have done, including myself. Start working on your dream job while you are on your current job. No, I'm not telling you to bring all your stuff for your dream job to your current job because you might get fired. What I'm telling you to do is use your spare time to work on your dreams. Use your spare time. If you want to be the CEO of your company, if you want to be, you know, the exercise guru, when you get off work at 5 o'clock, you should be eating, living, breathing, whatever it takes for you to become where you want to go. Okay? So that's one of the situations you need to remove yourself from. If you're feeling sluggish, you know, that happens sometimes, because especially when you're going from what you've always known and venturing out into trying something new, you need to do things that will invigorate you, that will give you energy, that will renew you, restore you. So 3 things that I do that I suggest. Walk. Going for walks is good. It's basic exercise if you don't do anything else. Going for a walk, whatever your ailment is, if you have one, a walk is good for your body to get your circulation moving and going. Drink water. Water is a purifier. It will cleanse your system. Get some sun. Get out the house from in front of the computer. Go outside. You heard me. What our parents used to tell us. Go outside and play. Go outside for a walk. If you're somewhere where you can't do that. I mean, the season will come where you will have the opportunity, but you have to do things along your journey to keep you healthy, to keep you motivated, to keep you invigorated, to keep your energy level up. Because change, I'm not going to tell you change is easy. Change is hard. However, there are things you can put in place to make it easier. Other situations that you may find yourself in, maybe you have bad credit. Maybe you want to move from your actual situation that you live in into a new home, or maybe you want to move out from your parents and your credit is not good. Every day you can be making steps towards making a change for that. So my advice to you, if you don't have a lot of money, if you have to pick the smallest bill that you owe and put $1 on that bill every time you get paid, you still have the opportunity to change your circumstance. The only way you cannot change your circumstance is if you give in to the excuses you've been telling yourself as to why you can't. There's no reason why you cannot turn a can't into a can. And I am telling you that as somebody who was a single mother, who was homeless, who did not have a job, and now somebody who is managing one company, who owns another company, and I have a full-time job and a household in which I'm married, and I'm thriving. So I went from nothing to something, and you can too. So and how did I do it? I stepped away from my excuses. I stepped away from situations that did not serve me, and I went towards situations that built me. Okay? And last but not least, become your vision. That is how that is part of the art of leaving things, the art of leaving things behind, the art of walking, the art of release. I'm sorry. Become your vision. Okay, so we talked about previously doing things to take care of yourself in a previous video. So one thing that I do, I don't dress for the job I have. I dress for the job that I want. I don't work out for the body that I have, because if I did, I would be very disappointed, because that's not my strong suit right now. But I'm working towards the body that I want. That's why I'm exercising, right? So in order to release what you've been, you have to become what you want to be. So how do we do that? Begin to see what a day in your life would be if you were what you wanted to be. Start living that. Start doing that within your means. Start doing it. You have to start now. The opportunity is going to arise for you to be in the position that you desire to be in, and you cannot start at that time. If you're going to succeed in the vision you have for yourself, you have to start living it now. You have to start breathing it now. You have to start eating it now. It's required for you to start now. So tomorrow, that's your homework assignment. I want you to dress the vision. I want you to begin to think how you think you will think when you are in the place that you desire to be in. The art of release is letting go that which is keeping you from your greater. And I think Elsa, she said it best. Let it go. So today we've talked about the art of release. I hope I've said something here that will help you towards being the best version of yourself. I love you all. You can connect with me on unbrokenllc.com, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.